Hey Juju, how you doing? Hey, this is Miss D for 61 Sports. If you can, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Whew, let's get into it. What in the world is going on with the Sky and Aces? So we're gonna talk about that and other news. First, let's start with the Aces. Not Aces, I'm sorry, the Sky. So, as we know, they lost another game by 20 some plus points. And they lost Vandersloot. And who are they going to get to replace Vandersloot? They was bringing up Rachel Banham, having Rachel Banham bring the ball up, and she's a walking turnover. And you got Mariah Jefferson, she's out. And so who they gonna bring? Who they gonna have to bring the ball up? That's crazy. And she's already older. Like, you know what? Let's start with before the season even started. Let's start with the management. You fire Spoon and you bring in Tyler Marsh. Okay, fine. You said he was a developmental coach, and looks like, well, okay, fine. You know, we didn't like, a lot of people didn't like Spoon being fired. I didn't either. I thought, you know, she didn't get a chance. You know, let's go back to last year. You had some veterans who was kind of disgruntled. They thought they was the starter team. Angel came in and became like the star of the team. And so now, fast forward, you got Tyler Marsh, and I call him Coach Whispers. You know, no emotion, like nothing. Like, most of your games, y'all lost by 20 points or more. You came off a two-game winning streak, but before that, y'all was losing by 20 points or more. Like, come on. And you got people playing positions they don't supposed to be playing. You're not playing Maddie. You barely playing HVL. You might as well. It don't seem like a rebuilding year, but it is. And for some reason, Coach Whispers has an affinity for Rachel Banham. And I was looking at the team and how it's was put together. So before the season, for some reason, Jeff was trying to recruit Courtney Vandersloot. And she played with the Sky before and won a championship, but this is not the same Courtney. She's 36 years old, and last year she barely played for the defending champs, New York Liberty. She was on the bench. So you let a bench player tell you, okay, I'll come back if you get this. Like Jeff don't know what he's doing. You can't make concessions to a 36-year-old. And Errol Atkins, okay, fine, but you give up some draft pick for Atkins. Like, I'm looking at Natasha Cloud. People say, oh, well, nobody knew that she was getting traded. That's Jeff's job to know who's on the what team might want to give up one of their veterans for a pick. That's his job. So you bring in Ariel Atkins. She played okay. She was getting better. She didn't play good the last game against the Fever. She let Ari McDonald outplay her, and Vandersloot get injured. Hey, William. But yeah, you and Vandersloot got injured. You playing her almost over 30 minutes. Her body can't take that anymore. There was a reason why she was on the bench in New York, and you bring her in to be your starting point guard. Now, Angel won an HVO. She's okay, but I always saw the same problem with HVL. She cannot play defense. And then now, it's like the girl can't dribble. So I'm looking at the ages of some of these players, and you have a lot of players that's late 30s or early 30s. And the players that you can build around, of course, is Angel, Camilla, and people say HBL, but I would say Maddie Westbelt, which you don't play. HBL, she gotta work on her defense. She gotta work on her defense. She gotta work on not getting the ball taken from her. So that's why she didn't play a lot. Rachel Banno, I don't know why you have her out there playing guard, bringing the ball up. So Rachel Allen, who's off the bench, very aggressive, I will keep her. So she's 32 years old. No, 31. I know Rachel Allen's 32. Banham is 31. Williams is 30. Elizabeth Williams, Will, is 31 as well. Courtney is 36. So you got Michaela, who's 29, and Ariel, who's 28. Now, they could stay for the foreseeable future, but the rest of the players, I would get rid of. Yeah, I would keep Rebecca Allen on the court as well, because she's the only aggressive one. Juju, she's the only aggressive one. Yeah. So a lot of these players shouldn't be on the sky. A lot of these players need to leave. I would keep, like you said, I would keep Allen, but I would after the season, I let him walk. This season is a wash. I call him Coach Whispers. He has no emotion. He got Angel bringing the ball up, setting the plays up at the top of the key. Now, she is a great passer, but at the same time, you don't want her to be your main ball handler. Yeah, you gotta be patient, but they have it. I'm looking at this roster. It's not getting it. It's not getting it. And I can't be patient with Coach Whispers because he act like Steve Urkel. Remember Steve Urkel? Remember the show Family Matters? And he would always say, "Did I do that?" That's what he looked like he's about to say every time the players mess up. Did I do that? That's what he act like. Like you got Rachel Banham bringing the ball up. You got Angel Reese bringing the ball up. Yeah, she's not. She's not a back to the basket post. But she need to. But Coach Whispers, aka Steve Urkel, is not doing that. He's not putting people in positions that they help him score. You got Angel at the top of the key, both feeding the post, and Camilla is getting frustrated. She's not getting the ball. She's passing it back out. She's not being aggressive. On defense, you got her vulnerable to the pick and rolls. Nobody besides Angel and maybe Will could play defense. So, come on. So Jeff is gonna have to make some trades. After the season, he made a big mistake. I don't like some of these draft picks that he had. I'm looking at Sonia Citron. Oh man, I'm looking at. I don't know. He drafted what was the Sipka? She's not even playing. She didn't even come over. What is your plan for Sipka? You need players now, because if you don't do that, you're going to after a contract up, Camilla and Angel, especially Angel, she might walk. So Jeff, somebody have to give. Jeff had to go, and I hate to say, Coach Marsh had to go too. You have to show some motion. You have to put Camilla in her spot. You got to put Angel in her spot. I don't say that we should put Angel kind of crowd her with Camilla in the post, but you have to do something because she can't bring the ball up. That's not her role. And so, yes, the Mystic did come out with the best draft. And I kept saying, Juju, I did not see Kiki playing like this. I did not see Kiki playing like this. Because maybe USC didn't play her to her strengths. And but yes, the Mystics had a great draft, but that's one thing about the Mystics. They have great veterans. Brittany Sykes is a great veteran, a solid player. You have Dolson as a solid player. You still had Shakira Austin. You had Edwards, who they drafted a year or two before. So they came in with a solid team, and then the veterans on the Mystics are when selfish. They didn't they didn't mind taking a back seat and sharing. Like that's one of the things that hurt the Sky last year. You know, you had Dana Evans, um, and you had ah yeah Dana Evans and can't think of the other veterans right now. But they was jealous. That's what it seemed like. Oh no, Dana Evans and Mabry and others. They was kind of jealous. It was promised again. Jeff always promising things that's not realistic, and he's not the coach. Yeah, that's true. I think somebody said she's a better pro than college because you get to showcase your other abilities, not just her post up. She could shoot the ball. I think sometime at USC she was trying to be more post up instead of showing her face up jump shot and rebounds and stuff like that. Yeah, and Izzy, I couldn't think of it. Izzy, they did a press conference, and Izzy and Dana basically threw a spoon under the bus, and then basically saying it was toxic, and everybody wanted to blame Kennedy, and she's gone, and the Sky is still toxic because the toxic person wasn't that you got rid of the players, but the toxic person was actually Jeff, and I don't know what the management see of Jeff. So why don't they just bring in why don't you just bring in Dwayne Wade? He is a minority owner, not a big owner, but a minority owner, and see what he can do as a GM. Because Jeff hired the wrong Aces assistant. Natalie has a little bit more fight in her, and her players seem like they enjoy playing for her. And Tyler seemed like he just confused. Like I didn't see no fight yesterday. He's still on the bench, just sitting there like, like I said, Urkel, did I do that? Like just sit up there like, and then he had no communication with the assistant coaches. He didn't say, hey, come on, let's do this. It was just no fight. I'm like, he was sitting on the bench like he was watching the game and not the coach. Like I was sitting, I'd be sitting down. And I'm wondering, Jeff, how many coaches did he interview? Was he just going after Tyler? And then when Tyler interviewed, he saw that Tyler was a little soft. He's soft. So he wanted the coach that he can boss around and kind of say this is how it's going to go, and he's not going to challenge that. A Spoon seemed like she challenged things. Now go back and look. I keep telling people, go back and look at the last year's draft, the 2024 draft, not this year's draft. And he didn't want Angel. Now he wanted Camilla. He didn't want Angel. And she was all pumped up and excited, and he was like sitting there like, like the guy from the Cleveland Browns when they drafted Shador, and he was like, and that's how he was. He just had that look on his face. And actually, that's the best thing that can happen to Chicago Sky, to bring some media to them. And also, she's a great player. So the quickest to 500 points. You know, you can talk about the missed layup all you want to. And so now you're going to frustrate Angel because you took the aggressiveness out of Angel. She's very aggressive and decisive with the ball. Now you took that away from her because you got her at the top of the key trying to do something that she's not. She's not a point forward. So I know that you wanted to create space between her and Camilla, but sometimes you could have her at the other block. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, I look, I respect Candace Parker's basketball IQ, and sometimes Imma say this about Tyler. I'm not saying he's a bad guy or yeah, he's soft spoken, but sometimes you gotta get in there and, I cuss him out because I don't wanna see the guy cuss out the lady players, but you have to be aggressive. You got to be strong, and he just like, well, you sitting there. There was times where you didn't challenge any calls. There was times where you didn't challenge the refs when Angel was getting mugged out there on the court. That's what I'm saying. You got to be aggressive. And Tyler, some coaches are just meant to be. They just meant to be assistants. He's not ready to be a coach. It takes more than just having basketball knowledge. You have to put that all together with the personality. You have to be aggressive. You have to know that they have to know that you are down for them. I'm gonna challenge this referee. I'm gonna protect you. I'm a like what happened to Angel? He was very with the fans. Just let it go. Oh well, that's how it goes. That's his personality. And in the press conference, he was very soft spoken. It was like, so you traded that Teresa Witherspoon, yes, because she would challenge the referees. She would do whatever it takes to make her players know that she cared. So Tyler, he just frustrates me with that. I'm not saying that he don't know X's and O's necessarily, but he has a problem with rotations as well. Rachel Banham is not it bringing the ball up. We need more of a. Well, it's too late now. She might as well. What's up? What's up with him not putting in Maddie Westbelt? So you played her. You played Kia Nurse over Maddie Westbelt. You played Rachel Banham over Rebecca Allen. And your rotations is kind of off. You have Angel on the bench a lot. You have Camilla on the bench a lot. I know she get into foul trouble, but just your rotations is not crisp. You depend on certain players. Now he finally took Rachel Banham minutes. He lowered her minutes finally because she all over the place, taking weird shots, turnovers galore. She's not a point guard. And then before Stu got injured, she was taking shots, televised shots. She was having turnovers. She was getting beat on defense. There was times that Era Atkins had to kind of take the ball from her. So right now, the way their roster is, the way their roster is, it's gonna be an up and down long season. And I don't see them winning over 10 games. I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked. And hopefully they could get rid of Jeff. He's the toxic person. You can no longer blame Kennedy Carter. That was not a Kennedy Carter problem. That was a Jeff problem. Sabotaging your team, not trading for the right players, not getting the right guards, because this team is a little older. Besides Angel, Maddie, HVL, and Camilla. You have two players in their late 20s, and the rest of them are in their 30s. You have to get younger. They're not even younger. But I guess the core to me, on the outside, she might get better. Like I said, her defense got to get better, but it's going to be Angel, Camilla, and Maddie Westbelt. HVO, I don't know. she's a toss up. Now, I want to talk about another team that's older. Now that team is the Aces are even older. Um, they were the 2023 champions, and they was on a decline, and I didn't see it until like last year. They had some bad losses at home last year. Their defense broke down. Even with Kelsey Plum, people saying, "Well, oh, they should have kept Kelsey." No, this still would have been the same issue with Kelsey. The problem necessarily is not necessarily with the guards. They have nobody to help Asia defend. She can't control the whole court by herself. They have no scoring and defensive five, because Kia Stokes is not going to get it. Kia Stokes is giving you Dunkin' Donuts. She's giving you 0 points in a lot of games. I think she's probably only averaging 1 point something. That's horrible. So you bring in Cheyenne Parker-Tyus, but she's pregnant. She can't play right now. You have Kitley. She's coming off injury. Who else? I can't think. But none of your bigs are giving you anything, not only on offense but defense. And you're getting older. You have bad contracts of Kirsten Bell, who has a guaranteed contract, and Dana Evans. She played okay, but why would you take up a Dana Evans contract? Like, what is this team thinking? Once again, this is another team that could have got Natasha Cloud and could have see if she was available. You mean to tell me New York and Connecticut was the only ones that knew that she was available? Because you bring in these guards, the Aces. I like Becky Hammond as a coach. Their problem is not the coach. You know, the staff as a coach and a general manager. Their problem is the management. What is Nikki Vargas doing? What is she doing? They're getting older. You didn't clear up no cap space to bring in some players to help Asia. You wasting Asia's prime years. You gotta bring in some okay, this year everybody's on a 1-year contract. Everybody's on a 1-year contract, and you could have easily brung in Brittany Griner. Easily brung in Tina Charles. Brianna Jones. The star next to Asia. You mean you can't? I know you know with the situation with De'Erica Hamby that it costs you some draft picks, it costs you some money, but you can't clear up space to get Asia some help, because Kia Stokes is not going to get it. And people want to talk about Jewel Lloyd. To me, I always say that. Go back and look at some of the older videos. Yeah, they got crushed by the Golden State. But you know what happened, William? Like I said, the age caught up with them as far as the certain players. Also, they have nobody to help Asia in the paint. They rely on Asia on the defense and offensive end to start the offense. But since everybody want to run your contract, and you know that, don't waste Asia's prime years. See what they could have did to help her and win a championship. You could clear some cap space. Yeah, it was embarrassing. Yeah, but like the Aces, like I said, since 2023, they did not address some of the things that was plaguing them. They did not address getting another big to pair with Asia. They did not address that. You bring in a bad contract of Dana Evans. She has a no trade, no waive contract. Can't waive her. And Deja Kelly, you know, yeah, she did out coach Becky, and I like Becky, but some of the decisions as far as the personnel is her default too. Like Deja Kelly would have been good on this team. I like her. I don't like their bench. They have no bench. They have nobody to come off the bench to help. Yeah. Well, yeah, but the Valks won. They West Coast too, so they shouldn't be a. I can't make the excuse. It's just that the decisions, like the sky is suffering from. The decisions of the management is actually catching up with the Aces, and I just don't want them to waste Asia's prime years by pinning her with Asia, an aging team. Yeah, it was. I don't want them to. I don't want them to have this. Yeah, what? Yeah, nice. That's it. Tiffany Mitchell, okay. Kirsten Bell, non-existent. Dana Evans, okay. I'm not. I had no beef with Dana Evans. I like Nye, but Kit Lee, she's only one person, Nye. So I just I want the Aces to get their roster in order, get the contracts in order, so they can get somebody. You don't want to waste her years. You do not want to waste Angel's years. And somebody was saying something about somebody was saying, and I mentioned Asia's friend. If you go on Twitter, I don't know if that's her friend or not, Dolores. Now he's on the show called The Committee, but it's on Twitter, and he says some controversial stuff. He says some stuff about the. Yeah, we'll say what happened, but that was, like I said, Becky. But let me say this: I never really thought about it, but when Asia was drafted, Bill Laimbeer was the coach. Bill Laimbeer put together a lot of these players that Asia was around her first 3 or 4 years. And when Becky, Don, Becky came in and benefited from what Bill Laimbeer was doing. And that reminded me of how hard Mark Jackson worked with the Golden State Warriors. And then here comes Steve Kerr. So Becky is a good coach, but the last 2 or 3 years, she showed some weaknesses. And her and Nikki together, trying to put together a roster, they have not been very good. I mean, I know they had the Hamby situation, but they didn't handle it very well. They didn't bring anybody in, and then the players are like, "Oh, they could keep her," and they didn't bring her in. Like the Aces, like I said, you didn't go after Tina Charles for just for a year to see what's going on. I still like Tina Charles. I think she's still play at a high level at 36, something like that. Brittany Griner could have still played alongside of Asia, but you didn't try to go after her. You didn't try to manipulate the pay, because you paying Dana Evans. I think she get paid 100-some-thousand. Dana Evans got a big contract, and she's a very, I'm not a big Dana Evans fan. Not, as far as you trying to, you know, she's okay. She's okay. So yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I think they just both teams, the Sky and the Aces, suffering from bad management. You know, and looks like we'll have a rematch probably of the same WNBA finals. You're gonna have Liberty and the Lynx. With the Liberty probably winning. Now the Lynx could change that. I think the Lynx also. I want to talk about the Lynx. Their problem was that they had a small bench. They could bring in somebody bigger. Like, come on, Washington is a team that a lot of these contender teams need to talk to and see what you can get. Austin might be available. Dawson might be available. Because right now, if they don't, the Liberty running away with it. They got the starting players. Even though John Quill went out with that injury, they'll be okay. Yeah, the Aces do need a bench in bid. I like Nye, but she's only one person. I like Nye, but try to see what you can do. This is like everybody's on a 1-year contract. You could probably rent them for 1 year and get your chip and see where it go. They might re-sign with you, but the Lynx, they held pat. But I don't like the fact that they didn't get any bigger. And unlike I think the Aces are suffering from a salary cap. They don't have a lot of money to give, and I think that's one of the reasons why they're. I just don't get it. You have call the Dallas Wings. They got Big T over there. You see what the Phoenix Mercury doing? You got AT. You got Satu Sabli. She's scoring 20 points a game. You have Kalani Brown is playing better with the Mercury than she ever played with the Wings. To me, they're using her in the right way. She's coming in off the bench and doing her job. Now that team can cause some problems. That'd be a pretty decent team. I'm very shocked about the Mercury though, but I didn't see the Mercury with all the injuries they had still have a winning record. And so, yeah. Let me see. So, hold on, let me share my screen. I want to see the standings because the Mercury won again. So the Mercury top teams are still Soda 9-0 and Liberty 8-0. Now, even though they got them at the top of the standings, I would say Liberty are looking better. It's looking better than the Lynx because they're not just winning; they blowing teams out the water. Okay, the Mercury didn't win. I'm sorry. So you got the Dream at 5-3, 6-4, but that's still because when you think about it, the Mercury still had Kalia Copper out, and then now they playing without Elena Thomas, AT. So the Aces are 4-3, Stormers 5-4. Fever is 4-4. Wow. The Sky is supposed to be uh, a rising team, but they 2-5, I guess. That's what they told us. But yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. So yeah, so the Sky and the dang on Aces, I don't know. I can see. I don't know if the Sky gonna make any changes to their lineup. I don't know what's gonna happen to Coach Whispers, aka Steve Urkel. I don't know what the Aces. What the Aces, like I said, don't waste Asia's time. Do not waste Asia's time. And so I want to get to this. So it's Dejanay Carrington. Is she turning into the new uh oh, let me share my screen. She's turning into the new Draymond Green. Now she plays hard and she plays with a lot of passion. And that was a player that I wanted them to. Yeah, New York is the better team than Minnesota, because Liberty is crushing everybody. They're not just beating you; they give you the belt to butt. They are crushing people. But so well, you know what? Let me say, hold on. So it's Dejanay coming like the new Draymond. So this is some total sports. So Dejanay Carrington pulls Sophie Cunningham, I think. No, I'm sorry. Sarah Jessica Barker. Sarah Jessica Barker from the Sparks. So she yanks her hair. Let me see, I'm trying to find a video of it. Oh, here you go. So she yanks her hair. Let me see. So she yanks her hair.
Whoa!
And that's like a Draymond Green move. Let me say it again. Show you one more time. So she followed the young lady, and then she got frustrated, and just yanked her down by her hair. And you know that's what Draymond Green, Draymond loves.
I saw that at the Olympics. Lisa Leslie was playing Lon Jackson.
Hold on. Yeah, so is she becoming a new Draymond? Everybody talk about Draymond and how she's saying how physical she is, but nobody talks about Sophie Cunningham. Hey, K Steph, how you doing? So nobody talks about Sophie Cunningham and how passionate she is. She be doing some dirty stuff. And you know what she reminded me of Sophie Cunningham? Grayson Allen. Is it Grayson Allen? He used to play for Duke, and he was dirty. So now she's they calling her the Pink Panther, Deja Carrington. And so when she plays passionate, she's dirty. So I don't want her to get that reputation like Draymond Green, because Draymond Green be doing some crazy stuff. And you pull the girl's hair, you could have got, she could have, you could have broke. Well, I won't say broke her neck, but you could have gave her some kind of separated shoulder or something. Could have hurt the girl. So that's crazy, but so now they want her suspended. I never hear anybody say they want Sophie Cunningham suspended. That's kind of crazy. Let me see. Oh, they got an article ranking the roster boards. And of course they put the they put the fever in there. Yeah. How did I not know that it was gonna do that? Now somebody in my chat, can you see me when I pull up the article? Yeah, I lost my background. Oh. Yeah, so they had the cores. Let me just transmit my screen. This is not So at the Indiana Fever. Now, right now they 3-4. Everybody know that Kalen's injured. I guess allegedly. So the average age is 28, 25. They're the sixth youngest. But why is they number one? They're the sixth youngest. So they have the key players is Caitlin Clark, 23, Aaliyah Boston, 23, and Lexi Hall, 25. It says it's no surprise to see the Fever here as the brightest young group of stars. So each of them went on to win Rookie of the Year back-to-back seasons, and that was Aaliyah Boston in 24. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Aaliyah Boston in 23 and Caitlin in 24. Now, the youngest in the league, which I kind of figure is the Washington Mystics, and they went out and got even more younger from this year's draft. So Edwards was 24 draft. She's 22. Oh, she's only 22. Kiki Arifin is 21. Jade Melbourne is 22, and Sonia Citron is 21. So yeah, I would say their future is a little bit more brighter than the Fever. I like their core. They got more players in their 20s. So you have also Shakira Austin, who's drafted in 2022. Georgia Amore, who didn't play this year, and Emily Essler. So yeah, they're the youngest in the league, and they still have players that haven't really played because of injury. Ooh, the Seattle Storm, 13th youngest, but they do have the youngest player in the league, and Dominique Malonga. She's the youngest at 19 years old. Jordan Hurston is 24. Ezzy Bagamore is 25. But why is they number 3? Even though they're 20. Hold on. They're the 13th youngest. Golden State is the 4th youngest, which I kind of figure, they're expansion team, so they got all the younger players from the expansion draft. Oh, you got the Veronica Burton, 24. JJ, can't pronounce her name. She's 19. Carla Light is 21. Janelle Sala is 23. Now, JJ is not playing with the Valkyries. I don't think she came over this year. Veronica Burton had a pretty good game against the Aces. Says the Valkyries are the youngest franchise in the WNBA as lead expansion squad in 17 years. They added Kate Martin. But they have the brightest future as well. I think the two youngest teams that have the brightest future is the Mystics, number 1, and of course the Valkyries. The Wings, the second youngest. I didn't know they were second youngest, so they 26.1. So you have Paige, Melissa, Maddie Secrets. They're kind of an older 20. Alyssa Smith is 24, Maddie 25, and Paige is 23. Unlike the Mystics, who has a lot of 21-year-olds and 22-year-olds. Wings, they're number 6 on the list. I don't like their young core right now. James is not playing. I'm not sure how she's going to pan out. They're not playing her. Enrique, I don't know. I think they might trade Enrique during the off season, but to officially make it Paige Becker's team. Chicago Sky, the 9th youngest. We talked about that. How their core to me is going to be Angel, Carmilla. They got Haley Van Lip. No, I have Maddie Westbelt over Haley right now, and I have Haley on the outside looking in. So Liberty is the 12th youngest. They have a lot of veterans. You have Sabrina and Stewie and John Quell. Beebich, they got some older 20-somethings. They're in their mid-20s. Naira Sabally and Markeisha Davis. You got 2 25-year-olds and 1 24-year-old. So they're a little bit older 20s. And they got them in number 8. But you could move on with the future with him. Now, Markeisha Davis don't play a lot. I don't know how good she is as far as how she's going to fit with the Liberty. But Sabally, we know she do. She came in last year. We played a pretty good finals. At least one good game, and so did Beebich. She was in the starting lineup for a while. Sun is the 5th youngest. So you got Olivia Nelson Odata, 24, JC Sheldon, 24, Rivers, 22, and Rhea Marshall, 21. Yeah, I like that. I like this. Even though they 1-6, they still play hard. I don't like the coach. I don't like the direction that he's probably putting the players in, as far as their strengths. You get the right coach, this team could be a pretty decent team. But I don't think they're gonna be in Connecticut that long. They might be the Boston Suns. Minnesota Lynx is the 7th youngest. So Diamond Miller, they play a little bit. Ruska, they play a little bit. Peely, they don't play. And close to 20, they don't play her. So they don't really play that young player. So I really don't know. I really don't know anybody besides Diamond Miller. They play every now and then. Sparks. Now this is interesting. I always say, let Rakia go. I don't think Rakia. I don't think unless they get another coach, I think they should move Rakia. Cameron Brink. I don't know if she ever gonna get back on the court. So she's 23. Rakia Jackson is 24. Sanaya Fagan is not given a chance. Now Sarah Ashley Barker actually get a chance. I like her. I like her defense. I like her aggressiveness. She can hit the three. She played pretty good when she's in there. But this core, that's why they number 11. It's not. They may not stay together. I don't know if Sanaya Fagan is going to be there with them either. So the 11th youngest out of 12, 13 teams is the Phoenix Mercury. Lexi Hill, and I like Monique Akani. I like her. Lexi Hill, be okay. I have nothing to really say about them. And the 7th youngest, Aaliyah Nye, yes. Hilly, she's okay. You know, she's coming back from injury. Kirsten Bell, definitely not. Kirsten Bell, should I have a WNBA spot? Nowhere. No disrespect. So, yeah. Yeah, so that's my take on that. Now, some of the teams, like I said, the brightest future is the Mystics. I really love the Mystics. They can still trade some of their veterans and still be a decent team. You know, you probably trade Dawson, with the exception of Sykes. I think you can keep Sykes. Probably even trade Secure Austin. You know, she's not that old. But she still has some years. So, yeah. So what are the Aces and the Sparks going to do? You know, it's going to be a rough year for both. It's going to be rough as a fan to watch it. Aces probably make the playoffs. They probably squeak in there, but they're not going to win a championship. This is not going to be a championship team. Not with this inconsistent defense. Players standing around watching A'ja Wilson just do what she do. It's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good. And the Sky, it look like they quit on Coach Whispers, Careless Whispers. So they need just to they need to have a meeting. Like, look, Coach, I need the ball at this, like this. I need to play my style. I know that you have something that you want to do, but this is not fun. And you have to stick with it. And Coach Whispers had to listen. And don't think you're smarter than what it is. You just have to listen to your players because you won 2 games, but you're 2-6, 2-7, and the games you lost over 20 points. Those games was not even close. The effort wasn't there. You got crushed. Now you lose a veteran guard, and you really don't have nobody to really replace a veteran guard. You didn't call Ari McDonald. You didn't call, I don't know. Did you bring in a Bree Hall? Did you bring in a Deja Kelly? Did you bring in a Harmony Turner? Did you bring in a Diamond Johnson? Did you bring her in? So you didn't bring anybody in, knowing that you wasn't going to play Mariah Jefferson. She was injured, and then HBO is not necessarily ready to tackle more than 10 minutes. Her defense is not there. She looked very nervous with the ball. You got Rachel Banham trying to play a position she should not play. Michaela's playing out of position. So it's just a hot mess. And it's going to be a rough season for the Sky fans or people who just love Angel, to watch her play. I just hope she don't lose that aggressiveness. I hope she don't give up. I hope she just continues to play hard, play her game, and it's gonna be rough. Once again, Jeff didn't put the players around her and Camilla like they needed to. They kept some players they shouldn't have kept, and it's just rough to watch. So I just want to come over here and talk about what's wrong with the Sky and the Aces and different news and around the WNBA and the rankings and the future, because that list that I just read, the Sky should be up there with the Mystics. And we see what good management look like. The Mystics did an excellent job. An excellent job of bringing in the players they needed to mix in with the veterans. It's the right combination. And I can see them making the playoffs. And they're going to be a tough out. They play you hard. They got tough playing veterans. The youngsters ain't scared. Citron and Kiki Erfin playing like they've been in the league for at least 5 years. So, yeah. I hope the Sky can get get their core of the future. Not just Camilla and Angel. Maybe HBO. I can see Maddie, but they need to get it together. And maybe it's not with Jeff and Tyler Marsh, aka Coach Whispers, aka Steve Urkel. Did I do that? So this is Miss D, the Six Women Sports. If you can, please like, share, subscribe to my channel. Have a good morning. Peace.